Hello, I'm Ellen of Being Change, and thank you so much for being here and joining me on my channel. Today's practice is to help you deal with upper back, shoulder, and a little bit neck pain as well. No. Today's sequence is a special request to help us all deal with achy upper back and shoulders. So if you ever suffer with upper back and shoulder pain, which I think most of us do, and you want to do something quick, simple, suitable for all levels to help relieve that and maybe even feel a little bit like you've had a bit of a massage, then jump on your mat or just put out a towel or get on a nice soft carpet space. Grab yourself 2 blankets if you've got them. So any kind of blanket or throw would be fine. 1 or 2 ideal, but 1 will be fine. And if you've not got that, then maybe like a bath towel, a larger towel, really anything that you can get that's soft and you can roll it up. That's kind of blanket sized would be great. So grab your props and I will see you in just a second for our first shape. Okay, so we're going to begin lying down in a supported fish pose. So you're going to take your 2 blankets and stack them one on top of the other. So just fold them up so they're kind of rectangular sized like this. And then you're just going to make a tight little roll. So you've got this whole length of blanket here and it's kind of like a makeshift bolster. So this is a variation of fish pose. Then you're going to bring yourself back so that you can line up your upper back, so the space between your shoulder blades here, with the blanket. And then you can take your arms out to the side. So I'm going to choose to take my hair clip out to start with. And then I'm going to choose to take cactus arms, so opening my arms out to the side, elbows bent here, with my forearms resting down on the ground. You may take your arms out wide, and then you might keep your feet bent, maybe feet bent. You might keep your knees bent with your feet on the floor, maybe knees coming in towards each other to touch. Or you might decide to see how it feels to extend one leg out long and then the other. And if that starts to give you any little niggling pain or anything in your lower back, then I'd suggest just coming back to the knees bent, feet on the floor. Let the knees knock together there. So I'm going to take this variation. You choose which one feels right for you. And we just settle into our breath here. Taking this time to arrive in our practice. Be grateful to ourselves for making the time out to help ourselves out, to find a solution to that pain that we might be feeling in the upper back and shoulders. You might be feeling already here quite a strong stretch across the front of the chest here. Breathe deeply. See if you can invite your breath to deepen here. And as well as sending that breath down into the belly, see if you can send it into the upper back area as well. So as you inhale, feeling the contact perhaps between the shoulder blades and the blanket there increase. Okay, let's take 3 more deep breaths here. Lovely. And so we're going to ease ourselves off this blanket roll. So if the knees aren't bent already, do so now. Bend the knees, bring them in. Support yourself to roll to one side Let yourself roll off the blankets there. Ease yourself up just so you can move that blanket roll out of the way. And then just bring yourself back down to rest on your back for a moment. Just so we can notice how that contact feels now between the back, the upper back, the shoulders, and the mat or the ground beneath you. Connect to that nice full breath here. Feel that sensation of being able to release the upper back into the ground beneath you. Maybe a breath out through the mouth. As you're ready, we'll hug the knees into the chest here. Bring the hands to the backs of the thighs and we'll have a little rock and roll up and down the spine. So inhaling to bring yourself up and exhaling just to roll gently back. So this is like a bit of a spinal massage here. And just have a play. You may have done this before, you may never have done this before. Notice how it feels, inhaling to rock up and exhaling to rock back. And then we'll bring ourselves all the way up to a seat. So you can sit kneeling, cross-legged, whatever works for you. You might want to take one of your blankets and use it as something to sit yourself up on, so something to help you elevate the hips so they're a bit higher than the knees. And we're going to take our other blanket or our towel and we'll take it out quite long here. Excuse me. Take it out quite long. Roll it up just so that it's a bit less unwieldy. And then we're going to take hold of it in the hands. So make sure that your arms are wider than shoulder width to start here. And you can always narrow as we go. So as we inhale, we're going to lift the blanket roll up. And as we exhale, we bring it down behind us. Inhale, bring it back up. And exhale, down in front of you. So a couple of things we might want to watch for here are the elbows helping us. If the elbows need to bend to come behind you, then you need to widen your grip here. And the other thing is the ribs may thrust up like this, the chest may lift. So we want to try and avoid that. So try and keep your torso nice and stable, nice and steady as you inhale, lift up and exhale down. Keeping the elbows straight but not locked, so they could move if they needed to, but we're going to stop them from helping. So this is shoulder flossing, really, really good exercise for our shoulder health, our shoulder mobility. You might be feeling it quite strongly there. Let's do one more, inhale up and exhale down, lovely. So we'll place that blanket to the side now, just drop the chin to the chest. Feeling that stretch in the neck, maybe rotate head from shoulder to shoulder, and then maybe taking the head round in a full circle, letting the chin lift towards the ceiling as you do so, and then back the other way. Good. Okay. So from here, we're going to do a little bit more kind of getting into the real nitty gritty of the movement of the shoulders. Because when we apply a little bit of force to the muscles here, we help the fascia, so the connective tissue, to soften and release. So it can often get a bit stuck. It's kind of like cling film, I often imagine it as. So it can be quite fluid. Not that cling film is fluid, but it can be quite malleable, it can move, and then if it gets a bit too bunched up, like cling film gets stuck together, then it can't move so much from where it is. So you need to kind of work it a bit with a bit of force to help it release and find that fluidity again. So I'm going to come to the side for this. You can stay where you are. I'm just going to shift here so that you can see this a bit better. So we're going to take our arms out in front of us here. Okay, and imagine that you're holding something in between your hands here, so you're nice and strong. We're going to squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears. Then we're going to keep the shoulders upwards as we push them forwards. We're going to keep them forwards as we drop them down. We're going to keep them down as we squeeze them back. And we keep them back as we go up. And then up and forwards, forwards and down and back, back and up. So make sure that this movement is coming from the shoulders rather than the torso. So the torso can help us cheat, yeah, but that's not coming from the shoulders here. You will feel it when it's coming from the shoulders, you'll know. So squeeze up, inhale, exhale, down, down. Just ignore the breath actually. I mean, don't ignore it, but keep breathing deeply. So just squeeze up and then up and forwards, forwards and down and back, back and up and forwards, forwards and down and back. And then we'll reverse it. So back and forwards, forwards and up and back, back and down and forwards, gets confusing, forwards and up and back, back and down once more, forwards and down and forwards, forwards and up and back, back and down, release. Maybe take another neck circle. Okay, so I'm going to put my hair thing back in now so you can see my face if you want to. So now maybe we're feeling a bit more awake in this area of the shoulders, got a bit more activation going on in the muscles. Let's bring ourselves now to all fours. So I'm just going to use a blanket here to pad my knees out. Make my knees bigger. No. I'm going to use this blanket to have a bit of padding underneath my knees. You might want to do the same, you might not. And we'll come to our tabletop position. So let's come into some cat-cows here, really keeping an awareness of how it feels in the upper back and the shoulders. So inhaling to drop the belly, lift the chest, roll the shoulders down the back body, and then exhale to round through the spine here. So just start moving fluidly with your breath. Inhaling to lift, exhaling to round, finding this sense of freedom in the spine. Okay, and now you might start to explore some different variations on this in the upper body. So maybe finding this kind of barrel rolling sensation here. I know this can often feel really good for me when I've got pain in the upper back. Feels like a bit of a massage. And going the other way. Or maybe you take it all the way round in a figure of 8. Or you take big circles. So just a bit of time to explore what feels good here. Maybe you find one area that feels like it's really hitting the spot for you today in your upper back and you kind of stay there for a bit. Lovely. Okay, so let's return to our tabletop position here. We're going to do some rhomboid push-ups. So when we do a normal push-up, we are obviously bending the elbows to help us lower down. Yeah, so you're helping us come down like this. When we do our rhomboid push-ups, we want to bring our movement into the area around the shoulder and into the rhomboid muscles. So we're going to keep the elbows straight as we let our torso and our chest dip down towards the ground. Yeah, so it can be a bit tricky to get the hang of to start with. Keep experimenting. So rather than this, we're keeping the elbows straight and we're doing this. So the movement really comes from, think of the shoulder blades squeezing together to drop down and then push the shoulder blades apart or push the ground away to rise up. Sync up with your breath. So just keep those steady breaths going, steady, deep breaths. Okay, and release there. We're going to drop the elbows down now where the hands were. So let's bring the forearms into two parallel lines. Yeah, so the hands often want to come in together like this, and we want to take them out like this. So the hands stay in line with the wrists, with the elbows. Okay, and from here, we're going to just inhale, lift one elbow up off the ground and look over that shoulder. So left elbow lifts and you look over the left shoulder. Exhale, lower. And inhale, right elbow lifts and you look over the right shoulder. And exhale, lower. Once more each side. Lovely. Now staying down here, checking back in with the forearms. So notice, have they come in, and see if you can bring them out, make them parallel. And we'll just walk the knees a little further back. So they may come off your blanket here. Walk the knees a bit further back, and then let the tailbone and the hips go up towards the ceiling as the head and the chest drop down towards the ground. So you're in your puppy pose here. Head may come to rest on the mat, it may not. Keeping grounded through the hands and the feet here. Okay, and then let's lift the head, press firmly into the hands and the feet to rise all the way back up, and we'll come back to our tabletop position. We'll come in to thread the needle here. So rooting down through the feet and the left hand, inhale, take your right arm all the way up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, bring that right hand underneath the bridge of the left arm as the left elbow bends and goes up towards the ceiling. Come and rest on the right side of the head. Keep the tailbone reaching up towards the ceiling there. And you might come onto the left fingertips, keeping the elbow reaching up. Or you might walk the left arm forwards, the left hand forwards to the front of the mat. Seeing if you can start to turn the gaze underneath that left armpit. So seeing if you can smell your left armpit. And a nice integrity in the feet here, so keeping them grounded down. Deep breaths, allowing us to create more space in the stretch here. And then as you're ready to come out, anchor down through that left hand again and come all the way up to your tabletop position. Okay, so from here we'll come and do the other side. So anchoring through the right hand, both feet. Inhale, the left arm goes up. And then exhale, left hand under the bridge of the right arm. Coming onto the left side of the head. Left elbow up towards the ceiling. Right elbow up towards the ceiling. Left arm extends long. And maybe we walk that right hand forwards. Bringing ourselves out now, so pressing down through that right hand, coming all the way back up to our tabletop position. Okay, we're going to come back to a comfortable seat, so kneeling or cross-legged. And we'll do a little bit more work with the fascia, the connective tissue. So this is just going to help us release a little bit more. You're going to bring your right hand underneath your left armpit. Your right thumb will just kind of rest naturally somewhere on the front of the chest. So you're just going to keep it where it naturally lands. And you're going to press the thumb into the chest a little bit and down. Okay, so pressing it in and down. This is a technique that I learned from Melissa West, who's got a really good YouTube channel as well with lots of videos. So do check her out also. Lots of lovely restorative practices and things like that. So pressing the thumb down we're going to inhale, take that left arm all the way up. And then once we get up to the top, we're going to just externally rotate the arm so the palm starts to face away from you. And then exhale, internally rotate, palm faces in towards you, back down. So inhale, the palms facing towards us, and then once we get near the top, we turn it so the palms facing away, and then exhale, bring the arm back down. Keep pressing that thumb in and down the whole time. Lovely. Release there. Just take a moment to pause, connect to your breath. Notice how that left side feels compared to the right. There might be differences you can feel, there might not, but it's always good to check in. Okay, and as we're ready, we'll come and do the other side. So we're going to bring the left hand underneath the right armpit here and start to find that point to rest the right thumb. So the left thumb. So pressing that left thumb into the right side of the chest, just where it naturally lands, pressing it in and down. And then inhale, taking the arm up, palm faces in, and then once we get to the top, we turn the palm to face away from us. And exhale, we bring it all the way down. Keep pressing that thumb in, inhale. And exhale. Lovely. Inhale, keep that thumb pressing in, rotate the arm at the top. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, take it up. And exhale, bring it down. Let's do it once more. Inhale, take it up. And exhale, bring it down. Okay, lovely. Release, let the arms rest. Just take a big breath in. Long breath out. Okay, let's bring it down to the ground again. We'll do one more thing before we close our practice here. So we're going to need to get our blanket roll again. So taking your 2 blankets or just the one, or your towel, whatever it is you've got. And we'll find our little roll here. And this time we're going to lie the whole spine back on that roll. So getting that blanket roll so it's right in the middle of your spine, and it feels like your shoulder blades are kind of dropping off to the side a bit. Legs out long if that's comfortable. You can always have the knees bent and the feet on the floor again. So we're going to take the arms up and overhead here. And we're going to, it's like imagining that you're climbing up a ladder. So you're just lifting one arm up and then dropping it down. Lifting one arm up, then dropping it down. Okay, so just lifting up. You can even do the little hand gesture as if you were climbing up a ladder, if it helps. It starts to feel a little bit like we're getting a gentle massage of the upper back and the shoulders here. Keep your nice steady breath going. If you feel like my blanket roll's gone a bit squished, so I'm going to leave mine as it is, but you might want to pause and just re-roll your roll so it's a bit tighter. Okay, and then releasing that, taking the arms up again and just inhale, grow long, so sort of reach up with the fingertips, and as you exhale, imagine you're hugging the blanket in between the shoulder blades. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, it's like you're trying to squeeze that blanket in between the shoulder blades. Inhale, reach up, exhale, squeeze the blanket in between. Once more, inhale up, exhale, squeeze that blanket. And then just release the arms down, take a big breath in, and a long breath out. Okay, just bend the knees, place the feet on the floor and roll yourself to the side just so you can bring that blanket roll out from underneath you. And let's just come down to the back here. So bringing yourself to rest in your comfortable Shavasana. So it might be with the legs out long, might be with the knees bent and the feet on the floor, maybe knees knocking in towards each other. And just taking some time here to let your practice settle, to let the body feel the reverberations of the practice, let it feel the benefits. Let your breath just return to a natural resting rhythm. Maybe you even snuggle the shoulders underneath the heart space here. Feeling that support of the ground beneath you, feeling like your shoulders, your upper back, and your whole body can release heavy into the ground. Feeling a wave of relaxation passing over the body, inviting you to release any tension that you might be holding, especially tension around the eyes, the jaw, the upper back, shoulders. Okay, so you can stay here as long as you like, and if you want to start moving out of this shape, you start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, deepen your breath a little bit, maybe finding some circles with the shoulder, with the wrists and the ankles, maybe having a big stretch. And then as you're ready, just making your way up to a comfortable seat to close your practice. Letting your hands come together at heart center here. Taking the time to acknowledge yourself for doing something about the tension, the pain that you might have been experiencing. It's really great and empowering to know that we have these tools available to help ourselves whenever we need it. So practice this video whenever you find that you need it, or practice it for preventative care. It can be really good to do these kinds of stretches if you spend a lot of time at a computer or writing or driving, any kind of position where we're like this, or if you know you hold a lot of tension in the upper back and the shoulders. So I think that might be all of us. Share this video if you liked it with anyone you know who might need it as well. And thank you so much for practicing with me today. Take a moment to bow the head down towards the heart space. Know that you always have these tools to help yourself to return to. And ending perhaps by saying Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om is the universal sound that connects us to everything and everyone else, and Shanti means peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much for being here today. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone you know who may need it or enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I release new videos every Thursday, so make sure you subscribe and turn on your little bell notification so you'll be alerted when there's a new video. If you do want to know of other ways to support me and my work, then you might want to check out the description below this video where I link to my Patreon page. And if you do have a small amount that you'd like to donate to Being Change every month, then you can get access to more video content, more holistic living content, podcast episodes, and lots of other things. So do check that out if you're interested in supporting this free yoga and holistic living content for everyone. I look forward to seeing you next time.